What's up, people? What's up? What's up? What's up? Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. It's Wind Down Wednesday. Oh, yeah, we just a little bit behind, but it's okay. Y'all haven't seen us in a week. You know what I'm saying? But it's always good because we are back. We are live and in living color. Y'all know who I am. And I'm sitting here with my girl.
Hey, y'all know what time it is. It's Shanice. It's Wind Down Wednesday. It's the middle of the week, and hopefully your week has been blessed. How you doing, sis?
Girl, let me tell you, if I was any better, I'd be somewhere on the beach. But I'm away because I see you looking good. You all out there. Welcome to the jungle.
You're so silly. Yes, I'm back from the beach, but I wish I could have stayed a lot longer. Trust. But I couldn't bring the beach back. But I'm back. It's sunny. I can't complain. It's not cloudy. So, you know, we living life. We out here, sis.
We out here and we doing what we do. We doing what we know to do. You know what I'm saying? We like to have fun. We like to bring whatever it is we're gonna talk about to the people. It's just living life and loving life and enjoying it to the fullest. Because tomorrow ain't promised. We just gotta live today. So, hey Jay, what's up?
What's up, AJ? Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you every week. Yeah, last week we were out, but hey, we're back. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, AJ. We love you, girl. We just doing what we do. We doing what we know to do. We are talking about it. In the meantime, in the between time, it's Wind Down Wednesday. Sis, how in the Sam Hill? Because I was out and about walking in the community last week with the peoples. I was with the peoples trying to do the peace walk with the people last week. So how your week been? Because I ain't talked to you. I see you been out and about doing what you do, living life. So how you been? How your week?
I've been hanging in there. I've been good. Just came back from Florida, so oh man, that was such a great trip. I wish we had sand here
Tell
and
me.
sun, but we don't. But it's been a great week. I'm at a place right now where I'm trying my best to pull myself out of certain places and to recognize when Satan is busy and remove myself. And I try to pull others out too, but everybody doesn't catch on. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But yeah, I'm doing great. I had a great week. I had a good time. Back to reality, back to promoting for the business. So yeah, no complaints. Everybody's healthy. No one's sick. No one has been sick. Um, so yes, thank you, Lord. How about you? How your week been?
Girl, look, I told you earlier if I was any better, I'd be somewhere on the beach or a millionaire or something by now, modeling, done walking down the runway, something. I'd be doing something. I don't know. But you know what? It's actually been wonderful. It's been great. No complaints. As a matter of fact, I tell you offline, but I done started doing something every day. I mean, I was always doing something, so I was always busy. So there's nothing new, but life is good. God is good. I'm like you, the family is well. The unfortunate piece, I did lose one of our matriarchs died. I mean, unexpectedly. I didn't expect it. We didn't expect it, but things happen. But like you said, you try to keep yourself upbeat and you try to keep yourself going. You want to stay in a positive way. You try to bring those that's with you and, try to keep them in that positive way too. But if they don't want to go, ain't nothing you can do about it. So you got to keep and maintain that happiness, because ain't no home gonna be sad if I'm living in it. You know what I'm saying? And I know you the same way. So my life has been good. God has been good. He's been more than good, better than good. Been great. Went to Detroit last weekend to an old school concert. I mean, it was beautiful. If y'all ain't heard West Love, Google West Love. Look West Love up. Sir Charles looking good. And he ain't drinking no more. So, it was a good thing. Always good. Old school, just old school. Life is good. God is good. It's all good. So that's pretty much how my week been.
All right, that's not yay. That's the basis of it, being grateful for waking up because somebody didn't wake up and somebody didn't go to bed. So,
Right.
trying to look at things in a different perspective, and that's all you can do. All you can do is put your best foot forward, explain, and express your feelings and emotions, and hey, keep it moving.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving. So anyway, let's just, how we do it. People, we gonna talk about it. But school getting ready to start back. So we're talking about school starting back for these kids, and I'm sure some of the parents are ecstatic that their kids are going back to school. You have a daughter that's about to go back to school. Here's my thing. It is open season with kids coming back to school. I mean, we've been out of school for what, 2.5 years off and on or whatever, almost 3 with the COVID. So now there is, they're just, heck, if you got it, they pretty much saying, come on back in. We don't care. We ain't shutting school down no more. But now it's monkeypox. So now your child is getting ready to go back to school with another, not saying it's a pandemic or anything like that, but here we are back to school. These kids are going back to school. They've been everywhere and done everything. How are you feeling about your baby going back into the schools?
Woo, you said a mouthful. So, oh, this monkeypox thing is so crazy to me. I just feel like it's always something, you know. And if anybody's familiar with watching our show, we always talk about how how powerful God is and how strong He is, and we talk about the Word and things of that sort. So it's a lot of things that's happening out of the Book of Revelations, which is so crazy. So it's like we went from one plague, right, to now it's another. And then I heard someone talking about now polio is coming back. So it's just a lot of barriers and a lot of factors that are happening now, where just basically Satan is just running rampant, through our society. And so just being praying up, just educating your kids the best you can. That's basically all you can do, because of course we have to school them. We have to send them to school. Not everybody is blessed to be able to homeschool their child. That has its pros and cons, because yeah, you can homeschool them, but then they don't have the exposure of building relationships with people, talking to people and being around people that are their peers that are their age. So there's always going to be a up, there's always going to be a down. But out of every situation, you got to try to pull the best out of it. So for me, I just, obviously tell her positive things. She's a high school freshman this year, which I cannot believe, which is crazy to me. So, just educating her, telling her keep your eyes on the swivel, keep your hands washed out of people's face. The basics that we had to say when COVID was happening, because COVID hasn't went anywhere. We just have a new distraction now called monkeypox. So we just got to keep it all in the forefront of our mind, and we just kind of got to be self conscious about something's flowing around everywhere. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Get and tell you something, girl. You said a mouthful, because I know we do, and we got to stay clean and all that other stuff, but it is a fear, you know. Even the kids that are going back to college, I think they may be the ones that are more exposed to a lot of this, or to all of this, or the majority of this, because they are coming from everywhere. I mean, those kids in college are coming from everywhere. They've been everywhere, and now they're coming back on campus. So it's kind of like, what do? You don't want to live in fear. You don't want to have to live in fear. You don't want your kids to live in fear. You want to make sure that you teach them the best that you can, or what you can teach them about, just the different things. And, I was watching TV last week, and, we was talking about the monkeypox. Girl, people breaking out with pimples on their face. They having a fit. They crying. They talking about they got the freaking monkeypox. But, it's a pimple on their face. But I get it. I mean, it happens. We can go overboard. We can just go beyond what happens, and it's just crazy. But and you sitting out there in the great outdoors, and I see you doing all this. You're gonna mess around and you're gonna have a bump on your shoulder, and you tell myself, I got the monkeypox, Brian.
No, I like being in the great outdoors. So I like anytime I can be outside and it's not raining, it's kind of sunny. I will, of course, if you don't put off on or some type of bug spray, you'll get bit up. But even if you put it on, you still gonna get bit up. So it is what it is. You can't fight everything. You know what I mean? So with that, you just gotta, again, try to have a positive mindset, because it's here, it's out here. Any of us are susceptible to catching it. So we just got to be cautious. You can't be careless out here. So, and that's with anything really, that's, we can walk across the street on and get hit by accident. You know, it's just like, again, it's so easy to be negative or to, like you said, live in fear. And I have struggled with that a lot with as far as when it comes to fear, just because of how I was raised. You know, we all have different backgrounds, and so that's something that I'm always trying to work on. I'm not perfect at it, but I'm doing my best. So, you know, control what you can, do the best you can, and that's all, you know, that's all you can do, because otherwise I'd be out here in whole full like bodysuit with the mask with the net and all that stuff, you know, because I hate bugs. But I'm like, I love God's outdoors. So here I am.
I understand. I get you because I do too. I like being outside. I'm a people person. I mean, just like you are. You're a people person, and it's hard for us to not enjoy what's in front of us or what's around us. It's hard for us not to enjoy the people that are around us, you know, our friends, our families, you know, those that are extremely close to us. It's hard to do that. And with all of this, you know, this pandemic stuff out here, and the monkeypox, and then like you said, the polio, and who else, who knows what else may happen. And the fact is, they got these vaccines, and I know I don't think I'm gonna take the monkeypox vaccine because I don't even know what's in it. That piece. Now I did take the COVID-19. I took all of them, but the monkeypox, no, I don't think I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna just have to stay prayed up and keep the oil on my head, and just pray for myself and my child and everybody else that's close around me. But right now, I can't see taking the vaccine for the monkeypox. I just can't see it. And I pray that don't no pimple get on my face, and then I got to be panicking about whether or not it's a pimple or the monkeypox.
Oh man, hey, that's when it come. That's when your kombucha come in. You know what I mean? You know, we got our air conditioner teas. We got fall that's about to come soon, so it's gonna be cold and flu season. So get your vitamins, get your cough suppressants, get your NyQuil, get all your stuff ready in stock. For this cold and flu season, because after monkeypox, it's gonna be something else. We're not gonna be able to predict what else is gonna come, but it's always something that's gonna come. The thing is, it's not what's coming. Is just what are you going to do when it does, and so just that, having that thought process of protecting yourself and doing the best you can is basically all you can, because after this it'll be something else. And it's just been like that since the end of time, because before COVID and everything got shut down, it was what I remember swine flu, I remember the West Nile virus. It's always something. So we can't prepare for it all, but we can live in it, do the best we can, get educated on it. If you're that afraid of it, Google it. It'll find out research some information on what it actually is, where it comes from, so that you can try to do your best to steer away from that. So,
and you said it, educate yourself. We often talk about that. We often talk about how you should read up on stuff and what you should do and how you should go about doing it. And that's one thing that I will always say to somebody: please read, please understand what's going on, because it is going to always be something. The Bible even said that, it's going to be something after something after something. It's just, we just never know what it is. We never know when it's coming, but it's always something going to come, something going to happen. Heck, we know it's flu season getting ready to come back up. We know cold season getting ready to come back up. So we still have to do what we got to do to take care of ourselves and make sure our children take care of themselves, because once again, they are about to go back into the environment where it's just open. Everything is full-fledged open. The and then it's getting ready to be football season, which is another thing. The games are getting ready to be back in session. So it's a lot of stuff that's about to happen, that's about to go on. But we just make sure that we educate not only ourselves, but the people that are surrounded and around us and our kids. So we have to be steadfast and keep it moving and keep going and doing what we do. But I am so glad football season is back. I am so glad they done renamed the Bengal Stadium to Paycor. They done renamed the Steelers to something. I don't know what their name is. It's something crazy, but Football season for college is about to be back in. High school football is about to be back in. I'm just happy for football season. And my sis out there, like I said, she out there representing the jungle, them Bengals, because she in the jungle.
You know it, who they all day long. Yes, the season is here. It's came back so fast. Not too excited about them renaming the stadium, but that's another topic for another day. Uh, it is football season, so it's somewhat semi exciting, but it just reminds me again of it's time to go back. It's time to get back into the swing of things. It's time to get back into those schedules, into those planners. Into if your kids have sports, it's time to get back into hopefully all those things. And of course, our you know we're never going to be the same after COVID. So I'm still wearing my mask. I'm still carrying my mask. So if you see me out and I got my mask on, I'm probably the only one, but I'm okay with that. Hey, thanks for tuning in.
Hey, thank you. Shaba, appreciate you, Shaba. Shaba says, hey, Queen, let me bow down to you. No, let me bow down to the people because it's all about the people. And yeah, I try to be out there and it ain't about me. That's a lot of times, that's what I say too. When people do things, they need to take self out the way, because if you take yourself out the way, that means you're not going to be a selfish person and you're not thinking about yourself. You're thinking about other people. That peace walk in Evanston was an eye opener, but yet then too, what I didn't like about that peace walk, let's just go ahead on to talk about it. When I say selfish and when I say people doing things that make them look good. So there is this, and I let me say this, I appreciate her for even wanting to do that in the Evanston community. I really do. But don't get up there and you make comments about, I'm a white female raising 2 black females. That ain't got, who cares? Do you think that because you are white and you're raising another race children or whatever, it's going to give you a hall pass? I mean, because at the end of the day, the walk was about peace and putting the guns down. Let's stop the violence. That's what it was about. It wasn't about the fact that, okay, you live in Evanston, you white, and you raising 2 black kids. Don't nobody care nothing about that. You ain't gonna get no hall pass because you sure ain't getting one from me. I mean, because if you chose to raise 2 black babies, then that's fine. Kudos to you for doing that. I commend you. But don't get up there in front of the people and every time you put the microphone in front of your mouth, the first thing you say is, I'm raising 2 black young ladies or 2 black babies or 2 black kids or 2 black girls. Don't nobody care about that. Because at the end of the day, that's not what the walk was about. The walk was about peace and you trying to make sure that everybody do what they need to do, how they need to do it, and on what level they need to do it on. And I couldn't say it over and over and over again. It's all about education. When it comes to handling guns, when it comes to teaching children, even adults, if you don't carry a gun, I tell you to carry one. But make sure you learn how to carry it, know what to do, when to use it and when not to use it. Because some people just get it and don't know what to do with it. So I appreciate you, Shaba. I'm going to be out there. If they do it again, I'll be back. I'll be in somebody else's neighborhood. Like this weekend, we got, sis, we got the darn BFR coming up, the Black Family Reunion coming up. We want to try to make sure that the Black Family Reunion runs smoothly. Shaba, I was paying attention to you, Sandy, but I heard Brian Gary spinning some facts on economics while y'all were walking. Yes, he was. But I was also trying to tell Brian that it's more to what he was saying too. But we got to start somewhere. He was saying the minimum wage is like $29,000, $30,000. People need more than that to live off of. I agree. I totally agree. Do you agree with that, sis?
Oh, definitely. But what's being done for that to happen? That's the question. So, I mean, yeah, I definitely agree with it.
Because my thing is, if you're making 29 to 30,000, you're making something. I told Brian, I said, here's my thing. That's a foundation where you can build a house on the rest of it. You got to start somewhere. If that $29,000 or $30,000 a year is going to help you somehow, some way financially, why not start there? Why not start there? We as Blacks and African Americans got to start somewhere. I was just listening to the news this week and last week. There is a teacher shortage in a lot of these areas and a lot of these locations. Why is it that we can't get people, even our own, to go in there and teach the babies? I mean, I don't get it. That's a foundation that you can build and you can build on it. I don't care how much they pay. It's a start. You got to have the foundation before you build a freaking house. And that's what I kept trying to tell Brian. I get it. I understand. But it's only, he kept saying, but it's only 30,000. Okay, that's 30,000 more than you had.
Yeah, but here's the thing too. And that a lot of the issues with that is that we're in a different time right now. Like when I went to school, when you went to school, it's different generations. The primary goal, of course, you want to be able to financially take care of your family. Like I don't know anyone who doesn't, but the passion for the children and their education and things that that maybe you didn't have, or you see that they need it or they're lacking, that was the primary goal. That was number one. Okay, I got great pay on top of that. That's icing on the cake. But now we're in a different time where everything is all about the finance. Like everything is all about the mighty dollar. It always has been, but not to this degree. And so now it's about, oh, well, I got to do way more work than what y'all trying to pay me. And it's just like not thinking about the outcome of the people, the lives, the kids that you're changing or affecting. I mean, that's a greater reward than a financial reward. Obviously, we all need finances in order to live and provide and take care of our family, pay our bills, etc. But at the end of the day, what about the little small people that are sitting in these seats? Like, where's the importance and the thought for them? Because you'll be rewarded. You'll be rewarded. I mean, that's in God's word. You'll be rewarded greatly beyond your wildest thoughts. If you just, like you said, take the selfishness, take yourself out of it, and just do for these kids. Yeah, start out with that amount, but that don't mean that's where it's gonna stay at. That don't mean that God can't bless you. That don't mean that other doors are gonna open up, etc. So a lot of people they pigeonhole themselves on accident.
And they have no clue that that's what they're doing. We can hold ourselves back. You know, we keep ourselves from moving forward because we don't think that's good enough, or we think it need to be more than that. But like you said, sis, you start somewhere. I mean, a year from now, 6 months from now, it's got to be an increase. It's got to be an increase. Got to be an increase somewhere. So I do feel that economics play a huge role in the violence that's taking place, not just here in Cincinnati, but all over the freaking world. All over, everywhere. The violence has definitely increased for whatever reason. It has definitely increased. But if you start working somewhere, if there are too many jobs, there is no excuse. I was somewhere. I've been going somewhere for the last 3 days. They just hired 30 people. 30. Ain't no excuse for nobody to be walking around here without a job, unless you have some health issues that's going to prevent you from working. But there is no excuse. If I think if the parents in these areas where the violence is high, I think if they can get a job, I think that it'll be a change. We'll be able to see a difference in what takes place. And I believe that the violence will decrease. That's just my take on it. I believe the violence will decrease in everywhere, but we got to start somewhere. We as Black folks don't think $30,000, that ain't nothing. That ain't enough money for me to live off of. What can I do with that? They won't pay for no gas in my car. Gas $5 a gallon. Well, guess what? That 30,000 will help you get that $5 gallon gas in your car.
Right. We got to, I always say you got to pick your battles, right? So meet the need. That's what I always say. If you can meet the need, you sign up to be a teacher or you sign up to be whatever, and that's what they're paying. Don't go in with that mindset of, oh shoot, that's all that they paying. Like go in with the mindset of, I really want to help these children. I really want to be a part of them turning their situation around. I really want to be the positive that they can see outside of all the negative that may be happening in the world, let alone in their homes. Go in with that mindset, and then again, God will blow your mind because so many different doors will be open for you that you hadn't even thought of because all you focused on was, oh, it was only 30 grand. I've taken a pay cut many times, several times, because at the end of the day, I mean, that's what you have to look at the journey. And even when you saying that, when I had my sister's kids, it was we was in the pandemic, and just the amount of people not knowing how to care for these kids, as far as when it comes to their education, not being able to have the extra activities available for them that we had when we were growing up, boys girls clubs and things of that sort. Like, everything is just driven by money. There used to be programs inside of YMCA's and things like that that were free. Now everything is a la carte. Everything you got to pay for is separate, so I mean, if you're a person that loves people, loves kids, and want to try to do your best, the best you can, just get in there. God will reward you. Don't worry about it. I'm speaking for a place, so I done been there, done that. It's he will reward your efforts because he'll know what your heart really is. It's just really passionate about helping people, and there's so many doors to be open to you. You won't even believe it.
That's why it's like you said, we got to at least step out there. You got to put yourself out there. And then there's another thing. Like I said, I'll say it over and over again. If I sat around this house and if I absolutely positively did nothing, my child probably wouldn't be doing nothing. She probably had 5 babies and run around here barefooted and still walking around naked. So at some point, you should want to do better, not just for yourself, but for those that are around you, for those children that you are raising on a daily basis. Just because we live in the hood don't mean we got to act like we live in the hood. We don't have to walk out and mistreat people like because we live in the hood. We don't have to do that. So I would take that 30 grand. Trust and believe. I would take that $30,000 per year because that's that foundation that I'm going to step out on. And if I'm taking a chance with doing it, my baby going to see that I took a chance with that $30,000. And at the end of the day, whatever comes up and however it comes up with her, she going to do the same thing. Because I'm telling y'all know kids watch. They see what you do. They see how you do it. Everybody is watching. I was in church a few weeks ago. The man said somebody is watching you. And trust me, somebody is watching you. They're watching your every move. I mean, just like when I was on Facebook Live last week, Shaba just said Brian was spitting out facts. But yeah, Brian was white too. Will Brian work for $30,000 per year? That's a question I probably should have asked Brian. 40K minimum a year would feel like 40 acres and a mule if all African Americans could make that every year. I don't care what it feel like.
You touched on the same thing that I was gonna say. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, you have to be the example, like your kids, and like you said, random people that you don't even know are watching you. And I'm not just talking about they on your social media scrolling and seeing what you're doing. I'm not just talking about that. I'm talking about in real life encounters that you're having with people. They're watching you. People are either drawn to your spirit or they're shun away from it. You know what I mean? Like, they either see the light in you or they don't. And so, being that example that you can, it's so many jobs out here, so many places that are short staffed, so many places that still are closing early because they are short staffed. That get a job, get 2 of them, grind it out for 6 months, and then be like, hey, I grinded it out, I saved. Your kids really do need to see an example, not you complaining, because that's why this generation is so entitled and feel like somebody owed them something, and you got to do this, and I don't feel like doing that. I don't want to work that. I don't want to, you know what I mean? Like, sweetheart, when it come down to it, putting food in your belly, it ain't about what you want to do. You have to do what you need to do to get to where you want to be. You got to start, like you said, from somewhere. You want to be a nurse or a doctor, you're gonna have to start at a what they call an assistant or whatever. You might have to wipe some bottoms at first. You know what I mean? But you got to climb the ladder. You might have to draw some blood. You might have to be a phlebotomist. You know, so you get climb the ladder to be that nurse that you want to be. Climb the ladder to be that doctor you want to be. We all got to start from somewhere. No one just jumps in and everything is laid out. It doesn't work that way. And that's whether you're in a rich community, a poor community, it don't matter. I mean, it seldom happens in poor communities, but it does happen. You know, a lot of wealthier places, you know, people are born into money, so their parents gift them their businesses and things of that sort. We don't have that availability all the time. We don't have that, you know. And now I'm seeing more people that are grooming, you know, African American young entrepreneurs. Groom those young children to be entrepreneurs. Groom those children to be not so ungrateful, but grateful for everything. And I'm willing to try it to see where it goes. You know, groom those type of people, and you groom those type of people by being that person yourself, leading by example, because you're being watched everywhere. But guess who watching you first? God.
Point blank, period, the end. He is, and he's the author and the finisher, and he's the judge. So I ain't, you aren't, and you know, the other people aren't. You're right, Shaba. Reparations due, but hold on. We're gonna talk about that on another day, because at the end of the day, that's the problem that I have with Black folks. We always want something. We always trying to get something for freaking free. We got to get beyond the reparations. Don't get it twisted now. I'm for my people. All power to the people. But the fact of the matter is, we got to stop looking for somebody else to give us something. When we going to get out there and start working for it and getting it ourselves? We can't stand there with our hands out all the time and somebody, we freeloading. You know, reparations, yes. But reparations for who? Everybody don't deserve reparations. Everybody don't get reparations. Those that needed it or wanted it or should have it, they dead and gone now. Them 40 acres and a mule, they're not coming back because they took that from them. They not gonna get it back. And you're right. Brian was caught up in that fraud mess that he was doing, or trying to get the extra votes, or cheating, or whatever the case may be. It's always easy for somebody else to do the damage or do the dirt. And then they gonna all of a sudden, woe is me, I'm trying to be out here to help the people. No, you ain't trying to help the people. You should have helped the people before you started that mess that you started before. But my thing is, we got to stop walking around. Black folks got to stop walking around with their hands out. Do something about it. You know, handle it. Make it happen. And don't just you're making it, when you make it happen in a good way, you're making it happen for everybody around you. Because somebody is watching. I went from selling license when I was a little dude. Now I can sell water to a well. And that's what I'm talking about. It's about working hard at getting it done. You didn't just start yesterday either, Shaba. That's something that you've been doing. And look at where you are now. We got to stop walking around here expecting people to give us something. Go work and get it your own darn self.
For sure. Yes, nothing, you know, they say closed mouths don't get fed. You got to speak up. You got to do what you can. You got to put yourself in those type of positions. You can't do that laying around at home all day. You got to get up and get out. Anytime I see job posters and things like that, I try to take a picture of it and share it. I just shared one, I want to say either today or yesterday. If I see somewhere places are hiring, I just post it on my page. And if it can help somebody, great. You know, if it helped 2 people, cool. You know, I done did something great. So that's the mindset that I'm in. I mean, because we got this younger generation, and they just ungrateful. They don't want to work for nothing, and that came from somewhere. They didn't just fall out of the sky and just want everything. I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. Like, someone created that, and we have to stop. We have to get a hold of that now, because it's super out of control.
It is. We if we change our thought process, we have to change our thought process as adults. I'm telling you, you would see miracles happening. You know, Shaba, if you take your experiences to the young men, even young women out there in the street or in the hood, or maybe not, maybe even at the grocery store, you know, at the gas station, if you express and explain and share. That's what we got to do, share. We always trying to keep it to ourselves. We don't want to tell nobody what we're doing and and how we're doing it. We want to all keep it to ourselves, bottled up in a bottle, and don't take nothing out until it's time to take a swig, and that swig only for you. If somebody say, "Can I have some of your water?" You'd be like, "No, because this for me." No, we got to at least somehow figure out how can we share. Now, I ain't gonna say I want you to drink behind me, but at least some point I might walk in that store and get you a water. That's what I'm gonna do for you. I'm gonna share my water, but I'm gonna share it because I bought it. No, no hands out needed. I just refuse to work for anyone who thinks they're going to have their knee on my neck like George Floyd. Now that's another whole incident. That's another whole that George Floyd and got the knee holding down your neck. They ain't gonna hold you. This is the thing. That was a total. I get your point though, but that was a whole totally different type of thing. They want to hold you back in a different way. They want to keep you back, and they ain't even got their foot on your neck. They ain't got their knee on your neck. They ain't got none of that. They just holding you back. They keeping you from being great again, the way you should be great again, the way you're supposed to be great. They're trying to keep you from doing that, and it ain't always about putting that knee in your neck. There are many other ways that they are preventing that from happening. They might go around the mulberry bush to a close friend just to keep you from getting started or getting ahead or moving forward. I get what you're saying about the knee in your neck. That's a whole totally different. That's different. That's different. They may not even let you get started. The knee ain't even got to be in your neck. You ain't even made it to the front door to ring the doorbell. They stopped you before you got there. So the knee didn't even have time to get put in your neck or step on your toes and hands and feet or whatever to keep you from doing it. So we just got to make sure that we continue to strive and push forward. We got to. We can't let anybody keep us from doing something that we know is good, especially when it comes to us and our families. We cannot do it. We got to keep it.
Yep. And at the end of the day, what's meant to be for you is going to be for you. It can't be for someone else because that's not what was made for. So, that's the mindset really that you got to have in any and all things. It's great to be able to be assisted by others, but at some point in time, you got to get up and do some things for yourself. Travis, I be out here more than most pastors putting knowledge of entrepreneurship in the youth's ear. I be incognito with it. Yeah, that's great. You as an individual, you do what you can, and that's it. And maybe what you're doing that people's watching will spark a flame in them and make them want to, and then to more people off of that. That's just how it ignites. And so, as long as we're doing it and we're removing ourselves and God is getting the glory for it, that's all that matters. Because he, if you ask him to use you, he will.
But my thing too, Shaba, I hate the fact that you feel like you gotta, sneak and do it or hide and do it or be incognito when you do it. My thing is get out there and do it. Let it be seen and let the people know what you are doing, because it's this point in time in life we as Black people got to stop hiding behind the curtain, especially if we're trying to help people. We need to let them know I am the one out here helping and I'm doing this. And you're absolutely right. These pastors and preachers and all this stuff, I haven't seen one pastor here or preacher say anything in this city of Cincinnati about assisting with how we're gonna stop the violence. Yes, it's a lot, but it's about saving souls and changing the mindset. But yet still, you got to be out there with the people. You got to be out there with the people, and you got to be seen with the people. You can't hide, because nobody will ever know that you out there trying to make it happen. And they need to know that you out there about to make it happen. Let your voice be heard and let your face be seen.
Hey, I like that one. It ain't time for our positive quote yet. You already giving it to him. I like that though. That's definite. That's definite. One person. Each one reach one. That's where I am with it in all things. As long as it's positive, that's a good start. Build from there.
Ah. However you make it happen, Shaba, however they see you, but you and I know social media is a beast. And half of the time, and the majority of the time in this era, that's how we get the information out there. That's how we see it. I was looking at they talking about Drake got a darn tattoo on his face now for whatever reason. Dumb. Cardi B got one on her face. Dumb. But how would I not known that if I wouldn't have known to watch or see it on Facebook? You know, I'm in the back of the club. Well, you better get out the back of the club and stand at the front door. Pass out them pamphlets in that water at the front door. Sell them people what you got to sell them at the front door. Stop standing in the back, because sometimes it should get to that point where um, we need to be seen. People need to see us. We have got to be out there in the forefront. So it's time for you to get out the shadows, Shaba, and step up and do what you got to do for you, the people and those that are around you that's watching.
Right, for sure. That's a great thing to just be involved as much as you can be. We all only can do so much. We are one individual, so the more individuals that hop on board with this thing, the more it's gonna catch fire. So it's just gonna take time. People can't give up. They can't just do it one time. They have to stay consistent with it, so that more people, like, again, more people be knowledgeable, like, oh, they gonna be out here this time, let me go ahead and join in. You may get a few stragglers, you may get folks that don't want to, but then after a while they gonna be like, this is a good thing, this is really picking up, this is really, people are really paying attention. So don't just do it one time, stay faithful in it. Continue it, continue it, continue it.
Now, Shaba, everybody that know me know I love music, and I'm gonna always dance. I walk in the floor. I mean, I walk in the place, and if it's something playing that I like, you're gonna see me bouncing to the music, because music makes me happy. I love the sound of music, and I love what it does for me. I can't say that about everybody, and I can't say that about everything, but music make me feel good. I just like it, and I will dance, I pretty much will dance. I dance by myself. I don't really need nobody to dance with, because anybody that knows me know I would be out there on that dance floor dancing by myself by any means. It don't matter to me. And sometimes I drop it down, but I'm getting too old now. I can't drop it down like I used to. So got to stop all that bouncing and getting down and coming back up, because woo, sweet baby Jesus, sometimes them knees be killing me the next morning. So I'm gonna keep dancing. And if I see you somewhere, Shaba, just don't stand in the background. Come on up to the forefront. Let the people see you, Shaba. Let the people see you.
Join us in the dance. Join us in the dance, because if that trucker shuffle on, it's going down. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, biker shuffle. It gets it in.
Gets it in. We do what we do, and I mean, even if it was a church song and gospel song or something, you're gonna see me bouncing and carrying on with that too, because that's the first music that I really love. It's gospel music, so you really gonna see me, because I'm a firm believer that if I can do that, this is why I don't stand in the background, Shaba. If I can, dance and all that to the R&B music, then I can probably, bounce and jump up and down to the gospel music. That's just how I am. So y'all know it's Wind Down Wednesday. Them babies getting ready to go back to school. Y'all know monkeypox is out there. They talking about the polio. They talking about the economic system. They talking about the violence rate going up all around the world. We as people got to try to start doing something. And the number one thing that I know we all can do is educate somebody. There's a teacher shortage, but you don't have to be a teacher to educate somebody in something positive. I mean, you ain't got to be a teacher. You ain't got to have no PhD, no master's, bachelor's, associates, or high school diploma in order to teach somebody something positive. It's called life. I mean, everybody didn't go to school. School ain't for everybody. But that don't mean that you cannot teach someone, educate someone on something. It don't mean that.
Not at all. When you know better, you're supposed to try your hardest to do better, and to teach those better who who may not know. So, every little bit counts, from a positive word, hey, your outfit looks nice, to, whatever it may be, whether it's to another adult or it's to a child. Let's try to just get back to redirecting people in a positive manner, uplifting people and encouraging people in a positive manner. You'll always have negative in the world. I mean, that's just how it is. You just like you'll have light, you'll have dark. At the end of the day, those that are light will gravitate to light, and those that are dark, they'll be where they are. He said, if it's not Slow Jam, I'm going to remain Ghost like Power Series. Catch me at Unc's backyard happy hour, dog. He is on this dance thing, right? He must feel like dancing right now. We ain't talking about that right now. He's trying to shake his tail feather. Go and put your music on and do you. See, you wherever you at, probably ain't nobody, so you ain't got to be in the corner. Do your thing. Put it on, jam.
And here's my thing, Shaba. I don't slow dance with nobody but my boo. I'm sorry. That's just me. I'm not going to disrespect him and slow dance. Yes, I do have a boo. And I'm not going to slow dance with somebody else, with nobody else, if it ain't my boo. Now, you may catch me, in a fast dance or something, but don't get too close. Don't get too close, because that ain't a good thing. That ain't a good thing. You might have to step back. What up, TK? Thanks for tuning in. What up, brother? My brother on here. That my brother. I get you. I get you. I get it. I understand what you're saying about them streets. But at the end of the day, we still need to do what we can as an individual to get out there and educate our people as much as possible. We got to stop, being in the backdrop. We got to stop being behind the curtain. We got to step out. We got to come out. $30,000 a year to start a job ain't bad if you weren't working in the first place. It's the beginning of something. Point blank, period. What up? Miss you too, brother. You already know what time it is. That's my word right there. I'm talking about dancing in the streets for peace. I got you on that too. Because I'll dance in the street for peace. I mean, shoot, y'all know me. I'm just saying, I love life and I love living it to the fullest.
For sure. So we have come to the point of the show where, before we give our positive quotes, we just kind of like to talk about some things that may be happening to get you guys out and about out here in these last few days that we get of this thing called summer. Before fall comes. So this weekend, if you are available, Sunday at Castle Skateland, there will be skating. So come on down from 6 to 8:30 p.m. at Castle Skate. That's in Loveland in Cincinnati, Ohio. So you can go to the Tuck Radio page. The flyer information will be posted there. Sis, I'm sure you probably got something going on. We talk to the people, we tell them what we got going on.
Well, I had to give myself a little break. I had to slow down. I had to take a deep breath real quick, a short period of time. But, there's always something going on in the city of Cincinnati, state of Ohio, Hamilton County. It's Black Family Reunion weekend. You got Raheem Devon going to be here. You got the Clark sisters that's going to be here. And it's somebody else that's going to be here. So it's always something to do, somewhere to go. Somebody's going to be at my church on Thursday night. All right, brother, we'll holler back at you later. Somebody gonna be at my church to kick off Black Family Reunion weekend. You got the breakfast march on Saturday morning, so it's a lot of stuff going on. So you can get out from behind the curtain and get educated and be educated on, just to see. I'm more than likely gonna wake up on Saturday morning and go do the walk. I'm praying I get up and go do that, because I'm always a part of that. That's a part of me getting out and giving back. Because like brother said earlier, y'all know my saying, it's always better to give than to receive. I'm gonna say that over and over and over again, because you are blessed. The more you give, the more it is that you're gonna receive. And it's never big. It can be small, but you're gonna receive it. You got to give back. It's about giving back. Once you get to a position or a certain space, it's about giving back. So on that note, like sis said, y'all know what we do and you know how we do it. This is the part of our time that we need to give you that positive quote. But thanks for tuning in and thanks for listening and watching. And we're going to talk to you next week. But what you got for the people?
I have. So motivation is what gets you started. habit is what keeps you going. So be motivated, start some new habits.
Y'all heard what she said. Be motivated and start some new habits. If that new habit is making $30,000 a year, go for it, because next week it might be 40. Next week, next month, 6 months from now, it might be 50. So you make it the best that you can make it, and be the best and do the best. You know, it's always that positive in and positive out. Let your works speak for itself. That's the word right there. Let your word speak for itself. So anyway, work hard, play hard, enjoy every moment. And y'all know at the end of the day, it's always better to give than it is to receive. See you next week.
See you next Wednesday.